Guys, hello, hi. Here we are trying to create a video presenting the second delivery, the second incarnation of the wine subscription. So I wanted this time I spent the summer holidays in Italy, so I felt very Italian, and I also wanted to honor somehow my adopted region in Italy, which is the region of Friuli, Venezia, Giulia, which is actually where my wife comes from, and the region that we go and visit very often. We got married there as well. So, well, this is the region I wanted to represent, but also it's a region that has had a lot of comings and going. It was originally part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, so it was not part of Italy until the First War, and it has a huge diversity. So I have selected two wines, and this time we're gonna go red. I thought originally to go white and red as well, but part of the serendipity of tasting and finding and the research, the wines that I was choosing, I didn't feel them, so I really ended up feeling I had the help of a friend as well, and we both felt that we needed to settle with these two wines that we're gonna have, and I hope that you're gonna like. So first, let me introduce the wines, and the first one will be this red from Dario Cos. The grape variety is called Pignolo, and it's part of the Colli Orientale, which is kind of the north part of Friuli. I'm not sure if you're gonna, but we are in the north of Italy. This red dot here in the north, the town is called Nimis, and it's the region also for a very quite famous white wine called Ramandolo, which is a similar like Sauterne, so it's made with botrytis grapes, but focus on Pignolo. So Pignolo is one of those grape varieties that I like. Those who know me know that I like this story of rescuing and rescue vineyards. So this is a grape variety completely almost disappeared after the attack of phylloxera in the late 1800s and the beginning of 1900s. And the situation, there's going to be a common link here on rescuing between these wines, because what happened was that in this region of Italy they thought, okay, phylloxera has practically killed all the native local grape varieties, and what are we going to do? Let's replant with more famous international French varieties. So lots of these grapes were completely abandoned, they were not replanted, and just a few of them remain. This is the case of Pignolo, and I'm gonna read because this is amazing. So Pignolo, which is a very robust and produces wines that are quite rich, that's why I really like this one, was rescued in the 1970. There was just one row of ungrafted, so all planted, ungrafted vines in the Abbey of Rosazo. So one single row survived. And in the around 2000 there were only 20 hectares of Pignolo. Today are 40 hectares of Pignolo. So it's still very small, in terms of plantings, very small production wine. And I love it. It's super robust. This wine has oak, super, I would say, Cabernet Sauvignon, red fruit, tannins are soft but quite robust. So this is a perfect wine for big steak, beef, almost feels very Argentinian to me as well, in the sense of the flavor profiles that you can have with Malbec. I really enjoy it. It's strong. You will expect something. This area is relatively moderate and almost cool with climate, but this wine is quite robust. 14% of alcohol. You will enjoy a lot of fruit here, and I'm really happy to see what you think about Pignolo. Okay, so the producer is also a small producer. It has around only 5 hectares that it occurs, and is focused on local grape varieties, Pignolo, Schioppettino, and Refosco. So that is the red, bold in terms of flavors, red fruit, round tannins, use of oak. So you expect to have this wine with food, okay? And especially if it's meat, you will love it. So that is the Pignolo. And the second wine, I first came across the family of this vineyard. The producer is called Ronchi di Chiala, okay? And the family is called Raguzzi. Why I like this wine? First of all, there is another of these local native grape varieties from the region of Collio. And this time the grape variety is called Refosco del Pendolo Rosso. Refosco is a grape variety that actually has quite is a very late ripener. So normally you do find quite high level of acidity. Tends to be more red fruit character. And the notes that we find here, but this wine is lightish, yeah? So that's why I think it's a perfect complement for the Pignolo. So the Refosco is light, more red fruit characters. It has a pinch of something that you can associate with kind of balsamic. It's sharp in a way. It's beautiful. It can be drunk on its own. Also has strong cherry flavor characters we found. Very interesting. And this wine has not seen any oak. And something interesting about the vinification of this wine was that the wine has been racked, so basically fermenting a stainless steel tank, and then the liquid has been taken out without any pressing. So you don't have any astringency, there is not any high presence of tannin, so the wine is soft and elegant. So I really found it interesting. It's also savoriness, has an element of savoriness that I notice here. So back to the link of the family, I jump into the wine, I don't know why, but this family, Paolo and Dina Raguzzi, were the first ones to actually save another of the grape varieties of Friuli called Schioppettino, which I have it as well. Rivola Nera or Schioppettino. But we're not going to have this one, we're going to have another of the Refosco, just in order to have a different of style. Yeah, the Pignolo and the Schioppettino, Rivola Nera will be too similar in terms of, I wanted to have a little bit of contrast also for you as an experience. So I wanted to focus on this family because again in 76 they rescued Schioppettino, another grape variety that was completely, and they found the grape variety based on Schioppettino. So they come from an area, so Ronchi means hill with vineyards in the Friulano dialect, and Chiala is the valley, the name of the valley, which actually in 95 was also considered a Grand Cru, not Grand Cru, a Cru. So an area that only can produce these native grape varieties of Friuli, elevated to Cru level. So very good quality, focus, I would say, for local grape varieties of Friuli. So these are the two wines, two reds from Friuli, because it's my adopted homeland. And also the link between the two, I will say, is grape varieties that somehow have been rediscovered and have not been lost because of the job of human beings. And that is actually something that also I really like, and perhaps it's going to feature in many of these bottles. So the wine for curious humans for sure, unique, and I hope that you really enjoy them. So until the next edition, which we're getting closer to Christmas, thank you guys, and thank you to the new subscribers actually this month. Bye bye.